Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dash 28 Live. It's me, John Quayle, your host, bringing you another game from the QQC Round 2. Mike isn't with us, so I've already explained to all the guys here on the show that this is not going to be the most well-presented of our cast ever. But at least we'll try and make it work. So we have two great players with us. We've got Jesse Bilbija. Yeah. Hardest man to pronounce in the world. Well, at least in this tournament. Bringing his Ogres to take on Tom Robinson using the League of Rhordia. So, without further ado, let us bring up their lists. So, this is where the first point, it can go wrong. Everybody just fill in with some background music because I fumble around.
You know that Jesse is abyssal and demonic in nature because his last name is hard to pronounce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sacrifice before the game went well, so it'll be fine.
Here we go. Look. Oh, it's almost in the right place. Who we got first? We got Jesse, and Jesse's kindly made it out of the new easy army because he didn't trust the list that I made in the first place.
Just undermining all your hard work.
Yeah, well, I'm used to it by now. So, do you want to run through what you've got and give us a brief explanation, maybe, of why you've taken certain things? Go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a couple troops of Red Goblin Scouts as my chaff pieces. We've got 2 regiments of warrior chariots, one with Brew of Sharpness, one with Boots of Striding. Liking chariots now as they're not affected by Slayer or Rampage, so fun little tip there. Next up, 3 hordes of Siege Breakers because it's Ogres and why not? Waiver mitigation on all of them, Dwarven Ale, Staying Stone, Chalice of Wrath. Next up, we've got the centerpiece with the Big Deal. I've really been enjoying this change to the Ogre list and playtesting so far, so excited to get him out on the table again. Moving down, we've got 2 Ogre Warlocks, one with Scorched Earth, and the other one with Amulet of Fireheart and Alchemist Curse. Rounding out with a couple more heroes, we've got 2 Sergeants, both upgraded with the Heavy Crossbow. These are one of my new favorite units in the Ogre list. With the Elite and Steady Aim, they're just a great little utility piece. And rounding out the auto include in the Ogre list, Nomagarok.
Go. And Mike always likes to point out, so total unit strength 21 and total number of units 13. Let's pass over to Tom Robinson, your list here, which is still in my lovely format. Do you want to go to the top? Do you want to run through?
Oh, yeah. So I've got a Horde of Dogs of War with the Razors of Berlin-Vitch upgrade. So they go up to Melee 3 Elite. And then they've got a Dumble Will, obviously, and Helm of the Drunken Round. So they've got Thunderous Charge 1 as well as obviously. So they're fairly hitty, fairly defensive, the nice all-round unit. I have a Horde of Halfling Knights. Now that these have been changed, that have been upgraded from crap to like a weird heavy cav unit. They've got Brew of Strength and they've got Relentless as an upgrade, so that gives them 3 extra attacks if you've already got damage on you. So it means they're a nice sort of nimble hammer unit. As John was at pains to point out before we started, but Jesse didn't know they were nimble.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, that would have been a fun surprise.
2 troops Mounted Scouts as chaff and support units, and 2 Hordes Vanguard, both in normal will, 1 with Pathfinder and 1 with Brew of Sharpness. So the 2 hammers to add to the bag, essentially. 3 volley guns, because obviously, and then 3 Wizards on Peg. One's got Bane Enchantment Inspiring, the other's got the Trickster's Wand, and the other has Scorched Earth, and obviously they've all got Lightning Bolts. So that's a nice little lightning battery come pain in the arse. No fun for you kind of setup, which is quite cool, using some of the new obviously card changes. And then finally, I have Duke Ekstrenberg. I think that's finally. Yeah. Obviously, new Living Legend character, Relics Cav. He's all right. I'd probably rather invest a bit more for a Duke Canales, if I'm honest. But he works quite well with the halfling Nighthawk since he's nimble as well. They can both run up and do silly bullshit. And he rallies, he rallies where the battle shrine, which we've also got, does rallying somewhere else. So I've got more of a battle group. It makes it easier to deploy really, because I can run things as a battle group rather than wondering where the hell the battle shrine's going to know because I need the rally. At least I know I've got the rally elsewhere now.
Coolio.
Sweet.
So same unit strength, 21. There you go. The total unit's 14 though. Squeeze an extra unit in it. Okay. So I think that is about it. What we want to do, as we did before, was get you guys to come back at the end of your turn 1 and your end of turn 3s. Give us a little bit more insight that you didn't want to discuss now, like when your unit's nimble, that kind of thing. But yeah, if you just remember at the end of your turn 3s to come in, or turn 1 and turn 3 to come in, we'll get some more insight and we'll go from there. So good luck, guys. We will be speaking to you in a bit. All right?
All right. Thanks for having us, guys.
See you in a bit.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to do this. Ah, there we go. So, we've got them set up here. So as you can see, I've got to do the banners. Hang on. As you can see, you got Tom across the top and Jesse across the bottom. There we go. Look, see, I'm pro, absolute pro. So I don't think they've got any scout moves. Do they have any scout units? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
They do. No.
I mean,
So
Jesse
first
has
glance-
goblin scouts, but they don't have scout.
Go Jesse for first turn.
Yeah.
Better
Well,
hope that's the scout roll if he decides to take it. I don't know if he would give it. He might give it to. What do we think? Is he going to give it to Tom so that Tom wastes a round of shooting with the volley guns? Oh, he is taking it.
No.
Okay.
there you go. He doesn't give us a choice to do that, but yeah, I would have thought he would want to go first. Either because he can then pin Tom back a little bit. So
Yeah.
top of one. Pin Tom back a bit. And get in the midst of it before he can really start to pressurize him with his big nimble hordes, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
So what have we got? So Jesse is across the bottom here. He has got his Siege Breaker horde with Fury, and then the one with Headstrong. We're just in front of those Red Goblin Scouts, and then here's Ogre Warlock Battery with Nomogrok in the middle. So it looks like he's put the Fireheart with Alchemist Curse on the left and the Scorched Earth on the right-hand side. Okay, so the 2 Warrior Chariot units. It's interesting he didn't, because you can get the Hell on Wheels, can't you now? The new formation?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought that back. I think they get
Okay.
Rampage
So
or
Jesse
something
is
like
going
that.
to run up, pivot so he can take the token, and then when they inevitably get shot off, the Siege Breakers can grab it on that turn. That's a great move.
Yeah.
Teleport it down the board.
Yep.
It's interesting that neither of them have individuals. Everything's a scoring unit.
Oh, the Duke of Hortenberg. Horton here's
That's
Hoover.
a dude on an airless, right?
So
Duke
even I can do the
Etrenberg?
banners.
He's on an airless?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's
Oh, so that's
because that's the thing.
Okay.
That's the thing up top. That's next to the Half-Light Night Horde.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so he's. It's unsurprising that Jesse has all scoring units, but
Yeah.
usually tend to see barons on horses because they're really good.
Just
still.
point out that Sam is right there. Better presented. Hashtag Team John Q. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He knows where side his bread is buttered.
Yep.
Just having a quick look here. So you've got the sharpness on the left, and then you've got the J boots on the right hand side. I suppose that does make sense because he's going over the obstacle there. And these 2 guys, the sergeants with crossbows. Now, I've always loved the sergeant with crossbow, but always struggle a little bit with him because you end up being separated from the rest of the army. Adding elite and steady aim to these guys, that is awesome.
It's awesome. Yep.
it's just strange that they get elite, but the warlords don't get elite.
Oh, That's a
Yeah,
really
because
good
they're
point.
sergeants.
I did not
Yeah,
think
they're
of that.
sergeants. Warlords get 7 attacks, right? They
Yeah,
don't need any more help, right?
Yeah, there's 7 attacks with crushing 2, but yeah, I've played Jesse a couple times, and they've always been those sergeants are just like they're mobile, almost mini polyguns.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at Tom's setup here as they go into the shooting. I always see a very similar setup with Tom. He always goes with the 3 volley guns, backed up by the shrine, and then a mix of the wizards in here as well. So where's he going for the wizards? Scorched Earth Wizard on the right-hand side, Trickster's Wand at the back, and the Pegasus with Inspire on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm surprised, these will be the Sharpness, the Sharpness Honor Guard, and the Mounted Scouts on the left. Now that is just a solid battery of firepower, isn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty deadly.
Yeah, even siege breakers are give pause.
Yep, to that.
What is he doing here? Is he forming some kind of?
I think he's
or
looking
something?
to see if the
Drawing shape.
if how much are they on the hill. Basically, I think what Jesse's trying to do is to have the siege breakers majority off the hill, so they don't get so basically all of his casters in the back can
Got you.
be height 6. They're height 3 still, so you can shoot over everything.
Wow.
Gotcha.
I think they determined that they are off
That
the hill,
might
because
be
if they
the
were on the
case.
hill, then
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Some shots into the volley gun, so trying to take out that battery as much as he can, which is always a win when you have cheap artillery. Cheap shooting is just people shoot at it, great. They're not shooting at something else. If they don't shoot at it, great. You're just damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Right. I mean, if they have how much 36 shots going back, even a siege breaker horde is gonna bulk at that. And plus, also you come into it, you've got an honor guard with sharpness just behind them.
Ooh, that's a rough shooting.
A rough roll. Yeah.
All right. On to the next one.
1 damage.
Damage.
That is 4 hits out of
20,
16 shots. It's not too far off, but just 2 damage is a bit tough.
Yeah, the wounds.
Yeah.
We'll see what these crossbow guys can do now that they have elite and steady aim. There's 2. Okay.
It's 3.
3. Okay.
Right. Good. Well, they hit on 6. Never mind.
Oh, they hit on
Because
6.
Is the elite
they're shooting
reroll as well? Yeah. But yeah, you've got the honor guard here with Pathfinder staring again down anything who wants to come into those volley guns. Oh, is that a waiver?
Yep, that'd be a waiver because they're 11-13 with the
battle shrine.
Battle shrine. Wow, that's just so good. Battle shrine right in there.
Yeah, and then he's kind of then right in the center you've got as you said, the Burlon Viche. Is it Burlon Viche? Is it?
It is now.
War?
Yeah.
Phalanx and elite.
Yep. Tom won. All right, he said it. He said it, folks. Tom won. All right, there it is. You heard it here first, folks.
Is he going to make his way into the studio then? That was a quick
one. That was.
Yeah.
So first glance, right, looking at the Burlon Viche razors, right, is like, who would put the Helm of the Drunken Ram on a unit that is, speed 5?
Right.
And has a large footprint, and like any other person, you'd be like, put on something else. Put on give them life leech or something to help in the grind. But you know that Tom's going to be able to get the alpha strike on it and make use of this item.
Right. Because I think they also hit on 3s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so adding a TC1 on top of that is pretty awesome.
And then Bane Chan's pretty close. I mean, it can be close if you have a 22-inch effective range with the Bane Chan on the Pegasus Wizard.
I really like both of these lists took. I think a good selection of the new stuff. Like it's nice to see. The Scorched Earth is going to be awesome, and I can't wait to see that spell. I don't want to see it in the games that I play because I play primarily Herd, and that's terrifying. To think that already you're going to hit on 4s and every army has access to it. So
here comes Jesse.
All right.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Not too bad.
There we go. How was the first turn?
It was aggressive. Playing fast and loose. Made the mistake. I forgot the chariots don't up the warlocks, so that was fun. Yeah, not too bad. Got a waiver on the beginning on one of the volley guns, so it took out a little bit of the shooting here.
So what's the plan then? Is it to go to heavy one side or the other, or are you gonna?
Yeah, ideally I can chaff up the right enough and just kind of delay. Hopefully switch the token or like run the token a bit as much as I can while keeping it back there, and then hopefully chew through the honor guard on the left. Good chance I'm going to lose a warlock here, but as long as I can keep the shooting off my main line, I'm happy for the first couple turns, and then kind of just put pressure on and get those tokens out of there as quick as possible. Just really try and leverage that giant rock on the left side of the board from the Horde and the Nimble Cav as long as I can.
Is your goal to scoop up the token with the big deal then and hold it there?
Yeah, I'm debating that. I'm also, yeah, that's probably going to be where it's going to go. Although I do really like the big deal and just kind of holding things up. That nice block of dash 18 nerve is a big deal in an ogre list. I mean, it's the highest that I have. I said it.
You said the thing.
Unintentionally.
He said the thing.
Yeah.
It's all a big
Leonardo
deal.
DiCaprio meme.
You got to be careful, Keith, though, with the leading questions, right? We don't want to be giving away too much stuff. Obviously, our insight is going to be,
Yeah.
untouchable.
Tom needs
right?
a lot of help in this game.
All right. Well, he's starting shooting, so I'm going to get back in there.
Coolio. See you in a bit.
All right.
So yeah, he does point out that he's he's going to lose probably one, if not some of these warlocks.
Yeah. Yep. Here's the hex. So I
it's
think
just
that's something we're
no
gonna
cover
see.
at all, is there? Yeah.
Lots and lots of hex.
Yeah, well, Hex is going to Namagrok, which makes sense because Namagrok has the heal.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably the Scorched. I would think the Scorched Earth Warlock's going to get a shot in the face.
Yep.
He is.
I don't think Tom's really worried about Alchemist Curse because I think it's Alchemist Curse 0 for the level 2.
So it's only really going to get 5 shots, isn't it? Against
it'll be 5 shots against defense 5.
Right. And you have to be very close, and he'd have to put his warlocks up within 12.
Yeah, it's within 12,
Mm-hmm.
and they get cover from it. So,
but don't forget the Alchemist Curse has got the Fire Heart, so I'm assuming he's using Alchemist Curse and then using another spell at the same time. So
right, so you're gonna smash Lightning Bolt 5 or 6, whatever it is, and then double
here we go.
There you go.
Okay,
5 damage.
Wounds. 5
That's
damage.
not bad.
Okay.
Then he lightning bolts you.
And here we go.
Oh, only one more. Only one more. Okay.
And here we go. Another lightning bolt.
2 hits, 8.
Yeah. So that was his plan. In reality, was to just blast the Alchemist Curse, a wizard off the planet.
Yeah.
And leave Nomogrok in a position where if he moves, he can't cast. So.
Right. And if he does
really hold
heal
back.
Yeah, if he does do heal, he's gonna take a punch in the face.
He's debating what to do here, maybe because what are they 12-14 nerve, aren't they? Those warlocks, is that right?
Yeah. 12-14.
Or debate whether to maybe shoot him or to Scorch Earth a unit. I think is that the Scorch Earth one on the left? No, that's the Inspiring one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yep,
BC2 Inspire.
I would think just kill it till it's dead, or the lightning bolt into the warlock, and then
he may end up enchanting the cavalry.
That's the other play is to enchant.
Make sure you kill him. Otherwise, he buys Jesse an extra turn.
He grabbed the lightning bolt there.
Yep.
Went for the lightning bolt.
Okay.
I think that's.
Oh, look at that. Was that 3 hits?
2 wounds.
I think that's it for shooting over there, though.
Yeah, it's just the scouts.
Hmm.
So going for nerve tests.
So 9,
7's
that
going to
would-
waver.
Well, actually, their nerve got bumped up, so they're now.
Oh,
10, 12.
hey, he survived.
Yeah.
Just
Are they
wavered.
10, 12 now, are they?
Yeah, the Red Goblin scouts got a nerve bump.
Oh, they did. They're 10, 12.
Yeah, 10, 12.
Cool. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That saved him in this round, didn't it? There you go.
Yeah, because
All right, so here we
So
know
got
7
5
once,
wounds. Yeah,
6. Oh,
6
wavered.
waiver.
Okay,
That's another
really
one. There
good for Jesse. Didn't lose
Yeah.
any units in this round. Terrifying amount of shooting though.
Yeah, that's
It is. It is. I mean, it's always been the case with Rhordia, especially with the way that Tom sets it up, is he puts that block of shooting in place and then throws some combat units at you as well.
Yep. And then all the wizards, they're all scoring,
Ooh.
which is
Here
great.
comes Tom.
Hey, Tom.
there he is.
How do? So, what's the plan?
Well, the idea was that I'll go after support units because without the support units, the main ogre line units aren't very scary. I think he was thinking he'd kill a volley gun or at least have enough damage to hit a second one, and I was quite confident he'd only get away from one. It ended up being about right. I think he was a bit under odds on that, but then obviously 2 volley guns and a bit of lightning. I was hoping to get that over onto 10 and then have a bit of lightning to spare to Scorch Earth or Bane Chant the Max Scouts, but I didn't get the opportunity to do it, which is kind of unfortunate. However, on the whole, that's a pretty good turn for me. I knew what I was going to try to do. He's going to push these guys up, put the characters on the tokens, and they can bugger off at the end of the game. So I want to get it out of the way now. Hexing Non-Magorok's great because I wanted to stop him from healing anything. Because if he does that same job, he'll take a bunch of damage, and then I'll jump on him with a lightning bolt or 2 and finish him off, hopefully.
Yeah, we were saying as
it's-
well. Yeah.
It's not bad. People don't tend to go for the ogre characters, and the ogre characters are really what make the ogre list good. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially when the defense 4 and there's no cover. I thought I can shoot siege breakers. Who cares? The siege breakers, if they move forward, they're going to get flanked and here, there, and everywhere. And I've got spare Pegasus chaff, so I don't need to do that. Yeah, I'm fairly happy with that turn, I guess.
It's confident. We should just see how it goes in turn 3, and it'll be a case of I told you exactly what was going to happen, and it happened.
What happened?
He's also doing kind of what I wanted to do now, which is he's using his chaff first on the center,
Oh, interesting.
which is fine by me because I can start trading in my favor. So,
Yeah.
There we go. We better let you get back to it before you give away everything.
Good luck, Tom.
Cheers, Tom.
So
Whoa.
the chariots
Alright.
are not affected by phalanx, so he's going to be hitting on 3s, but he's going to lose his thunderous.
He
There'll be three-
will have
threes and
brutal
threes.
too, though.
He's only going
Yeah,
to
that'll have-
lose 1 point to hit, so damage. So he's going to be on 3s instead of 2s, isn't he?
Hmm.
That's the isn't that the Strider one that he charged?
Oh yeah, which one's over on the right?
Dogs of War.
Yeah, the
Is
ones
that
on
the
the
Strider
left
one?
are on 2s. Yeah, the one on the right is the Strider one.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm assuming that he pops the boots. That's 3s and 3s because he's and then the I'll be 4s and 2s from the Mammoth
Mhm.
because
Now, can those siege breakers land on the token without giving a flank to the Duke of Hortenberg?
The answer is they don't want to.
yeah, the answer is that they're
Huh.
I think he's going straight for it on the hope that if he can take out those razors, which is going to be a big ask. They're not inspired or rallied at the moment. So,
so
you're
they're
talking on a
2022.
2022. So
Yep.
it's going to be in 3s and 3s, and then you say the Mammoth's on 3s and 2s, isn't he?
4s and 2s,
And then brutal
4s and
too.
2s.
and
Brutal
too.
too.
Yeah.
He's using Rampage now, so he's going to have Rampage. So it's going to be 12 plus D6 attacks. So
Yeah.
you never
Up
know.
to 18.
Yeah.
There you go, saving the Warlock by dodging him backwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Grabbing the token.
What he might forget is that he's going to be able to be seen by the Wizards on Pegasus because they're height 4. And
Right.
also the Shrine is height 5, isn't he? Height
I
Shrine?
think it's 4. But yeah,
Yeah.
they can see him now.
I think he's hoping for the cover bonus and then
He's height
You know.
5, the Shrine. Height 5.
Okay.
hoping that
Um,
Tom has to over-dedicate his shooting.
the,
Is Tom
the
going to
other-
hop over with that Duke of Hortenberg?
Yeah,
and
that's
grab the
that's
token?
what I'm thinking. Like you're gonna leave.
He doesn't
Plenty
fly,
there.
though. This isn't the flying one. So this is a nimble
Oh, I
character,
didn't-
but
I
he's
didn't
not
think he-
flying. So this is
Oh.
slightly different. That's why he's a little bit cheaper. So he's 175 rather than the kind of 205.
Okay, because
Um,
it looks like the winged model, so that's a
Yeah,
little...
that's what I was
It
thrown off
doesn't
with.
help. No,
It
I'll give you that.
it.
Right? It doesn't help. Is he going to be able to use the big deal on that chariot unit that's just gone in?
He can. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
anywhere on the board within...
12 inches.
12, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, is that within 12?
I think it is.
Wow.
Oh, good jack. Ooh. No, I can't do the line from there, can I? I have to do it when I'm
You
zoomed
can
out.
you can click
turn
the
up the-
thing on the
Turn
bottom,
on the blinds.
the arcs.
All right, don't give me this crap. I'm a pro. There we go.
Okay, he's got it.
Yes,
Oh,
he is well
yeah.
within 12. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's.
Okay.
I mean, he's going to be hindered, but that'll be 2s or 3s and 3s because you're losing 1 point of.
I think this is too
Thunders.
aggressive of a play on that
Yeah,
token.
this is really aggressive.
I think the one in the top left, he's got to either wait a turn or... I mean, the shooting's still going to be there. So now he's just going to pop up those characters, just like Tom said. Oh, Tom's so good. Yeah. Yeah, so now he can shoot both of those guys and get rid of the token carriers.
See, what do you do in this situation? Do you, because he can only shoot at the sergeants on the right hand side here, can't he? So these guys are targets now for the volley guns.
I think I would have hung back more on the left. You know, because you have both tokens. I would have backed up, consolidated, tried to get as much of the right, because that's the game right there. Is 2 tokens.
Right.
And you would have to. You have characters you can use as chaff. I would grab them and try to delay, because if this right hand side goes really well, then you have time to redeploy and kind of help out. But at this point, even if they do win because of that large rock, it's going to take the chariots 1 or 2 turns to get over to where they can be helpful. Because I don't think he can pivot, and especially with the mammoth there, he can't pivot in a way that'll make him useful to help with the left flank.
He's going to go for some shooting with Nomagrok as well. Then it looks like he's going to risk taking the
'cause
damage.
He's going to
Wow.
take the. Granted,
I
right
think-
now it's fighting about 5. It looks like.
Yeah, I think Namagrok is way too important to risk if you're hexed, but
Yeah.
He might be in a scorched earth here, I think. Is he, or is he shooting? He is shooting. Ooh, he's changing his mind between what to do. I still think a volley gun. Take out a volley gun.
Yeah,
I would agree. Yeah, hit the wounded one and at least waver it. I wouldn't start targeting the...
Well, luckily, I think he did. Oh no, he counted that as in cover. Oh,
Yeah, I think
so
it's
they're playing the stream as... Ugh, that's bad.
Yeah. Namarok just takes 2, does nothing.
Yeah, he might lose Namagrok
Yeah.
next turn.
Yep.
I would have just shot with the crossbows and with the warlock. I wouldn't have taken that shot with Namagrok. He's your only source of heal, and he's your inspiring back here. Well,
no, but-
Well,
never mind. Yep. New changes. Everything inspires. You'll never see flag guys
everything
again.
inspires. I think he's given.
exactly.
I don't like the fact he's given up on the volley gun. I'd have still gone for the volley gun just to take the shooting out. It doesn't.
Yep. You do 1 wound, you need a 7 to waver it. It's worth it. I wouldn't. I mean, that's a fresh wizard. Ugh,
Yeah, it
that's
can chaff you
terrible.
up.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking at, but yeah.
Because yeah, he's
That's a rough round of shooting.
yeah, it is.
No, he's gonna. Oh, Yeah, come on,
Really
Jesse, take out that
around.
volley gun. You can do it. At least waver it. You don't need 36 shots. It'll take something out.
He's trying to go for the other wizard.
If you're,
I mean, the wizards aren't high nerve, although the one that's
12.
but the one within the range of the oh bloody hell, got 3 6s out there and got 3 damage out of it. But the one in range there is obviously 12-14 because of the battle shrine, isn't he? So
Yeah.
although
need
he's
a
not
9.
inspired at this stage, is he? Is he inspired?
Oh, did he take him out?
The 12.
Or waver him at least?
Waivers.
Yeah, wavered him. He wasn't inspired, so if he'd have got lucky with the roll,
If that,
he got lucky. What am I talking about? He got lucky. Oh no! Look at that on the
that-
Oh, no.
God,
4 damage.
More damage.
It's not enough.
And so,
because there's a
per our earlier conversation about chariot regiments, 15 attacks, it's hard. It is really hard for an Alpha Strike unit to only have 15. You're not guaranteed to kill a regiment of zombies or a regiment of anything, just with the way that the 15 to 12 attacks can go.
Oh, he's already moving quickly as well. So there's 6 damage from, or 7 damage from the chariots, and then the mammoth.
Mammoth's
A
going to get
big deal.
D6 plus
A big deal.
Yeah, D6 plus 12. So
Yep.
Oh, did he forget the?
No, he's
Oh,
doing
he
it now.
rolled it. Okay.
Yeah, there's 17. It's
Wow.
helpful.
That'll help.
That'll help. 10
Yeah.
hits,
Whoa.
And 2s.
8 damage, so 15.
15.
So with the brutal 2, 17. So it's a 5 twice, or 5 once. 5
5
once.
once, yeah.
5 once.
There you go.
There
Bang.
it is.
Got him.
Yeah, 15 attacks. Who needs it?
Yeah.
This is that expert level commentary that you paid for, John.
Yeah.
I paid for this?
You
Oh, right. The invoice
just
is in
don't
the
know it
post.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did.
Yep.
I mean, he did the good thing earlier, and we saw him. He was just checking the reforms. Always a good thing to
Right.
do
Yep.
when you're going into a combat, because especially with the big deal, is he is a pain in the backside.
He is. He's hard to maneuver around, and
The chariot base. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
you'd have to maybe sidestep him if you want to.
I think he can get away if he did the original move that he had, but I think he's just checking lines of sight because he could get flanked at the moment from the Baron. Although when he realizes the Baron's only got 5 attacks, he's
Yeah.
not going to be that scared.
I'd really like to see those chariots if they could. I don't think the angle they can, but have them face to the left because that's where the 2 tokens are. Facing him to the right, he'll get
I
a
don't know,
token.
I like facing to the right. It means that I'm not sure about the whether he's going to be able to then. Here we go, the big deal sidestepping. I think there you go.
Yep.
What he did all that, but he didn't. I don't think he put the siege breakers in the perfect opportunity because I'd have had him possibly covering both the from there. I don't think they'd have covered the Belveniche guys as well as everything else. If he'd have just pivoted them maybe slightly a few more degrees to the left, he would then cover all angles. We will see. But what it does mean is that he's going to have to sacrifice his chaff. So his chaff is going to have to go into the big deal probably to block up the chariots. And then he's going to have to use the Duke or the Baron to block up the siege breakers there, I think.
Yeah.
Combat on the left-hand side here. Yeah. I mean,
There it is.
boom.
Yep.
Just make sure he's not giving himself a flank.
Everything
Doesn't
in
care
the front.
about wizards.
Yep.
But he's going to be really exposed to all the shooting next turn.
That's
going to be a
gonna
lot of pain. Lot
gonna
of
be
pain.
really
coming
rough.
his
He's
way.
liable to lose 2 warlocks.
Yeah.
Because
I think a
warlock
question that we'll ask. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I said the warlock that's on 8 can just take the lightning bolt from the wizards or the battle shrine, and then the Namagrok's going to eat 3 volley guns.
Yep. And I think losing Namagrok that early is going to be really rough for Jesse because that heal plus vicious and the Bane Champ plus vicious, that's a siege breakers, hopefully one-shotting honor guard, and that's your best chance. They don't do it with just normal 3s and 3s. which I will be happily proven wrong. But
Yeah.
oh, he better pivot a
don't.
little bit. I think he left him in the. Or no, he moved him. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the sharpness guys have just moved over. One thing I completely forgot is that the one thing about having a stationary battery is having your honor guard behind the stationary battery is that they need to get out of the way before you can charge. So all he can do is just
Move up.
move up.
Mm-hmm. He
This-
also
this
forgot
is
to turn
where-
change the turn tracker.
Oh, I haven't done that. That's me.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding, Keith.
I did it in the most aggressive way possible.
So where we are, this is the turn 2, isn't it? So bottom of
Bottom of
2.
Yep.
Boom. We skipped a few. A few.
So everybody,
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
all couple of you home at listening, everyone's making their lists on the new Easy Army and then furiously
Yeah.
deleting them and then realizing that something wasn't updated and then so email Greganet or Easy Army. Happy Indecision
Yep.
Sunday, where you'll delete 90% of the lists you make today.
Yep.
You're like, oh, this is garbage. Why did I think this was good this morning?
See, I really like Jesse's list. I like ogres. I think ogres are an army which take a lot of finesse to use.
These sergeants with the crossbows, amazing.
They've been a great addition to it. I think there's a surprising amount of shooting you get out with all the warlocks and the sergeants like that. You can do a lot of range damage.
And there's
with an
inspiring
ogre army.
everywhere now.
Yeah. I mean,
The fact that all
there
their
is.
characters inspire, they got a huge boost from that.
yeah. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, unless there are you're trying to save points. There's no reason to take a flag guy anymore.
That's the hot take, right? It's you'll only see flag guys in allied lists, and even then, you're not going to see them in allied lists because you can just take a warlock with your 2 hordes of siege breakers.
You can take a berserker bully as well, but I think they form different roles. I think you're right. You don't need a flag guy anymore to kind of hold back to hold at the back just to make sure everybody's inspired. Or to the warlock with the inspiring talisman. But I still like as a cheap character, he is awesome. I mean,
Yes.
what is he?
75 points. That's great.
75 points for inspiring, 3 attacks, defense 5. He's just great at just getting
11,
into
13
places when you
nerve.
expect him. Yeah, yeah.
Brutal.
He's good. And he always does well with a cheap item here and there. Reroll 1 damage, that kind of thing. Okay, this is interesting. He's going for. Was he able to do that without actually breaking? Has he forgotten that he's flying as well? That's the only thing I'm thinking. Zoom in.
I think he's trying.
It doesn't help you've got a flying model, buddy. Right? All you needed was just to clip the wings.
Yeah.
I think the charge into the mammoth is got to be tempting, but then he's going to expose himself to the siege breakers, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he has to do something to prevent the siege breakers from running into getting a big multi-charge into that night horde. So
I don't think he's going to have a problem blocking up the 2 on the. Actually, no. It's really hard to actually block up the big deal because with the withdraw function and just the fact that he turns and opens up so much space by turning, he can get around this little unit of mounted scouts if he puts them in the front of the big deal. So I think Steve is right. He's going to have to find a way to stop this big deal getting into the knights over here.
Yep. Oh, there it is. Okay.
do something because if something like that, but just if you don't do anything and just try to be sneaky and try to go for a token, then you're nice.
I miss it. Did he measure to see if he could actually see that with his point of view? I suppose he
Oh,
could
yeah.
possibly sneak around the bottom here.
Now, did Jesse leave those mounted scouts in the front or in the flank with those chariots?
In the front.
Okay, good. And so it'll be interesting to see during his turn if the siege breakers on the far left, if they can still charge the honor guard, if the way that he positioned that wizard blocks him, or if he can do that pivot. Because I think sometimes we take chaff for granted of like, okay, I put it in front of you, you can't charge. But sometimes you can pivot right through them and it doesn't actually block as often as you think.
I think he may be lucky. He may be lucky unless they've agreed something. You may be able to break that line. So spin them, say, about almost 90 degrees and then go that way.
Yeah, the only thing is if the siege breakers hit the table edge before they hit the unit.
Yeah, that would be a good question. Yeah.
We'll see.
But he only had Tom. I mean, they're in the woods, so he couldn't. He would have to come in a little bit further, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and his movement's limited for both the flyer and for them being in the woods. It actually kind of helps him if he's there and he can pivot past, because that keeps the siege breakers from going into the woods. That wizard's doing him a bit of a favor. Oh, but he did pivot, so they would be hindered. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they listening?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah. All right.
Looks like.
He blocked himself with his own wizard. I think he's okay.
But he's also. I think they're measuring for cover because.
Yes.
They're height 6.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Height 4 to height 6. That looks really close. That's like a 4-up kind of roll.
Does it? I think. Yeah, it is really close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Either that, or they shoot the sergeants, because the sergeants are they defense 4 with the crossbows? I think they are, aren't they?
Oh, do they lose a point of defense to take the crossbow upgrade?
Yes.
Two-handed weapon.
So they're defense 4, but they are 13-15 now, so they are quite tough.
That's awesome.
Yeah, sergeants. I mean, that's it. Lots of people didn't take sergeants because banner bearers were better options.
Right, because you were paying the premium. You were paying 35 points more.
Yeah, with the 2 chariot regiments, you almost expected scrolling down to see the Hell on Wheels formation, but I think I like the addition of these 2 with the crossbows better.
So did he BC the? Sorry, I was looking at something else. So he BC'd the honor guard with Pathfinder, didn't he? Is that what he did?
Right.
Okay.
So,
yep.
And he's gonna sneak a lightning bolt in, and he misses. Oh, another sneaky lightning bolt. 3 hits.
Yep.
2.
Is he definitely in the range? That was the question. He is. Look at how close that was as well.
Oh, did he not pack up? Oh, yeah. That's really close.
Could he have backed up more? He could have done. He really could have done as well.
All right.
May have moved the shrine.
Oh, shooting gallery on Namagarok. Oh, he's going to go for the other warlock first.
Yeah, he's going to go the Scorched Drift, bro.
Yeah.
So you got an arc. Yep, here this is checking. You could see either of them though, so he might be able to see the other one if he can't see the first one. Oh, they've agreed it's fine. Oh,
4 spot.
Wow, great shooting.
It's just that 1/5s to hit is 4 hits every turn from those volley guns, and piercing 2, especially against defense 4. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A couple of sneaky shots. Not done anything.
Not there.
See, what the other thing is this Baron here is it's stopping, after all that talk about the shenanigans with the Mammoth, he can't now do his shenanigans because he's stopped from pivoting.
Right.
Which is clever. So he's killed the Warlock at the bottom there, and just one off wavering that Sergeant.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. What's happened to this wizard? Oh, he backed off into the woods. Oh, he did that earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, he pivoted so that those siege breakers up front will be
hindered when they go in.
Yeah.
You would think that the one's going to go grab the token, and then the other one's going to go chaff up if he loses these chariots this round.
I don't know. At this stage, I might be tempted to use the siege breakers elsewhere, and then maybe just chaff up the honor guard by taking on the wizard or charging the honor guard themselves. But we'll see.
Only 5 wounds to those chariots.
Oh, what from
here?
Yeah,
I mean, he bait-chatted them. It was 3s and 3s. So
but then he rolled a load of 1s, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wow. Look here. Where is he? 18 dice.
Oh, wow.
And he
Yeah.
rolled 8 ones. Oh. And the worst thing is he didn't roll any 2s. He rolled just 3s and 1s. Oh,
Right.
that's rubbing insult into injury. We need a 45-point item for that reason.
Yeah.
He's making a decision here, yeah. So if he backs off,
Right. Oh, he looks like you can still see him just based on the corner. If he backs up. Oh, that's
It's
close.
really close.
Did they 4 up it? Or did he?
he moved back 2 anyway. So
Okay.
he is out of arc. Does that? Yep. It means he's going to get a charge with them onto the mammoth, if nothing else.
Right.
And the chariots as well. So the chariots themselves, don't forget, are height 4. So see, this is what I mean. If he'd had the siege breakers just turned slightly more, he could have possibly covered and got a flank onto that Baron, onto that Duke. Because I don't think the Duke's going to die in one shot to those chariots in return.
I don't think so. No, he's a 15-17 or 14-16.
14-16, I think.
Okay.
Let's have a look. Yeah, he's a 14-16. And he rallies cavalry only, but that does mean he is rallying those mounted scouts, which doesn't sound like much, but it means that he could actually not break them with the mammoth. And the mammoth at the moment is offering a flank to those knights. Do you really want to take that risk?
Right.
Right.
Well, he's got brutal too, which means the rally's a wash.
Right.
So it'll just be normal.
I think he's
12 attacks, 4s and 2s. You know, that's asking.
Well, it's going
to
get the rampage too, so it'll be D6 plus 12.
True. He does get the rampage. Yeah.
And brutal plus 2.
He's taken the bait. He's gone in for those guys there.
Yeah.
Is he going to try and lock down the wizard? Is one of the sergeants in range?
Oh, just barely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You should totally take that. Keep him safe, and take that charge.
Is that in range? I can't really tell.
Is it? It looks close. Oh, like it's.
Well, the thing is that the
he's taking him with that.
Yeah, because Tom's units don't have the. I don't remember, like 6 months ago, there was a glitch with UB2 where some of the units got their bases got deleted, basically.
Yep.
So, but it's a moot point since he's sending the scouts in to deal with the wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, run them forward. No.
Yeah.
I mean, there isn't any heal in Tom's list.
Right.
He doesn't have the Radiance of Life from the Duke that he used to get, because he used to take the Radiance of Life, didn't he, on those guys? So he doesn't have that.
Is Tom popping Indomitable Will?
He's got Indomitable Will still to use, doesn't he, I think?
This would be definitely the turn.
If he does get wavered. But he's still, even here, look, the chariots on the on these I keep clicking on the captain thing, on the honor guard, are not going to break them in one turn. Ooh, where are we? We're on top of 3, aren't we? Top of 3.
Top of 3. Oh, yes, we'll be seeing Jesse after the end of this. Yeah, so this is where that Namorgok being alive, Bane Chant, and Vicious on those chariots could really, really help. And maybe get a lucky waiver or kill. They're not inspired.
Right. I mean, you have to.
They are rally 2.
They're rally 2, so they're what, 17, 19?
Yeah, that's a lot. Is the Duke of Horton? He's not very inspiring, right?
He is
very inspiring.
Okay. Are they within 9?
They are super close.
That looks really close.
Looks
just out. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So if he spikes a roll and just one shots them this turn, that could be really big.
It's the thing. Always the thing with Rhordia is the rally really catches you out because 18-20 on those honor guard is a lot to get through.
Yeah.
But if he's got his brutal 2 aura, he can't quite get to him with the brutal 2 now.
Yeah. But man, with the brutal, if he does, 10 gets lucky, he does 10 wounds.
Here he goes. What's he going with? He is going with the Bane Chant. Or is he going the heal?
Heal. Yeah.
But I like Vicious.
Yeah, you got Vicious.
Does Bane Chant also give them vicious though?
Yeah, it's just heal.
Just
Is
heal.
it just
Okay.
heal?
Yeah, just heal.
Okay.
In second edition, it was anything, but now it's you just heal.
Yeah, it's just the heal. Yeah, bloody hell. So, good call to go for the heal, I suppose, isn't it, on that?
Yeah. So he's choosing. Who's he going to shoot?
Well, he's already shot, hasn't he? I think he's just
looks
missed.
like the middle one. Oh, he missed. He's had some tough shots with those guys. A lot of ones to wound.
But you see the sergeant with the crossbow with the damage has already jumped onto the token at the bottom here. So he's already going, thinking long term. And at the moment, the only things he can shoot him are the wizards in the battle shrine. But he is only defense 4, so he could easily be taken out.
Yeah, he could take it, and then the siege breakers would have to back up.
3 damage onto this guy. They hit on a
Wow.
4+. I thought they hit on a 5.
Yeah, the scouts have them, of course.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, that's good. Oh, did he roll a 9?
No, that's now rolling for the.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus, I'm losing track now. It's going too quick.
Yeah.
So he rolled
6
up
wounds.
5 for them, for the guys, and then the chariots here.
11 times.
Oh, no, that was here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm confused.
No, that's the chariots. Yeah, so the chariots rolled 15. No,
Right. What are we doing?
what? What's
So you
going
got 18.
We trust that they're doing the right thing. Let's do it
Yeah.
that way, right?
on? Yeah. Okay. So he rolled 15, got 11 hits. The wounding. Is he forgetting vicious then? Because he rolled 4 ones. He should be rolling for vicious.
Right. He should have got some vicious.
Oh.
I don't
think
think he did it yet.
Mammoth.
I think he's
Oh,
Yeah.
he's starting with the right flank. Okay.
Yeah.
Expert level analysis, folks. This is what you paid for.
I don't know. It's not making it easy. They're just going all over the place. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So he gets 7 damage with the.
But he hits on 2s because he's got sharpness, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he
he should
forgetting
have,
sharpness? He should have
Yeah, I
been.
think he forgot sharpness. Yeah.
Yeah.
8, 9,
Oh.
17 are wavered, but it doesn't matter.
Because he would have got another 4 hits there. And with the 8, that would have made it 13. So he'd have got 22 on the roll.
Yeah.
And that would have been really important. Oh, he wavered.
No,
Oh no, Jesse! Don't forget. Oh, he's hindered.
He's not hindered because
Yeah,
they
it's a counter charge.
Oh no, Jesse!
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Moral of the story: know what your fucking armless does.
Did he do the left hand?
He's done these guys over here, so they did 3 damage. That's
Yeah,
all they
he
did
did.
with the hindered break. And then over here, he's already done that. He's already done these guys. He's just done that. He did that, and they only do 6 damage there. And they haven't put the damage on here, but they have 6 damage on these guys as well from the mammoth.
Right.
Oh man, that was. It didn't help that it went really quickly.
Yeah,
That
but
was
the
really
guys-
quick.
It was. Maybe I should ask him to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, he's about to come
Pump the
in right,
brakes.
turn 3. I'll send him a message to pop
Yeah.
back in.
Oi. It's been so quick though, hasn't it? We've literally flown through. But this will happen sometimes. You know, the guys know what their army's all about. Well, at least one of them does.
one of them does. Yeah. If I'm taking a 35-point item on my unit, I'm probably going to remember to use it.
Yeah, I do like chariots. I think are the new hotness because so many armies really benefit from the chariots. I mean, we're off air. We were kind of talking about the it's bottom of 3 now, isn't it? We were talking just about the Minotaur chariots and the upgrades for the Stampede, etc. Only got 15 attacks, but they benefit from the 2+ to hit.
Right, because they'll.
They would be the one that you would need, you know. Alex Jesse only plays at 1 speed. Oh, yeah. Hey, Jesse, welcome back.
What up?
What up? How's it going?
How many messages did you get from people saying that you forgot sharpness?
Forgetting my things. You know,
Yeah.
this is what happens when you play fast and loose.
we would just say that just maybe dial it down a little bit, just a little bit, just so that we can. We lost track. You were rolling dice and we're going, what? And these guys, whoa, and them, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I apologize. I tend to finish with like 30 on the clock, so I will slow it down. I should probably slow it down for my own benefit at this point. But
Yeah, because rolling that, what did you get on the
I would have probably killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed
You
two
had-
more
you
more
had-
wounds.
Like four more hits there.
Yeah, that feels bad, but
So how's the plan going then? How you feeling?
I mean-
you did like the death of those. You killing the pikes in
that's
one
the
go. That
mammoth.
was impressive.
the
Yeah,
mammoth, he's a spooky boy,
yeah.
and there was no inspire there, right? So like
Right.
decent spike would have done it, and it was still fairly average. The mammoth outperformed a little bit on that one,
Mm.
but yeah, that one felt good. Getting rid of them early was nice. That's a big old block of unit strength that I didn't want to have to deal with. The mammoth is not long for this earth, but
He's about to take 64 attacks, it looked like.
Yeah.
4s.
But yeah, honestly, feeling decent at this point in time. I got the tokens on the people that I want them with, so we'll see. The right side is about to get problematic, but at least the Duke is wavered, so that's nice. I can't remember if he has Headstrong.
Guess we'll find out.
It's
It's popping Indomitable Will.
Yep.
He does not have
Does not
headstrong.
have any.
Okay, well that's kind of fun.
The Duke's pretty stuck.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. So you're still feeling confident that you can hold them enough on the right hand side that you can take the two left hand ones? You're feeling confident those left ones are yours now?
Ish. Confident-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We've
mean,
all gone.
I still have to live through all the shooting, right? So nothing's guaranteed by any means, but plan is semi-working. I just need to remember some rules. The nice thing is that I've shut down. Oh, I didn't shut down Bane Chant. That was a Scorched Earth. Never mind. I take that back. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna. Any other questions or anything before I hop
Yeah,
back
we don't want to
in?
give too much away. Keith has been too helpful, I think, right? You know.
Yeah. I made him forget sharpness too. That was all me. Way too much help.
All right, guys. Well,
Take
thank
care.
you.
Cheers,
We'll talk
Jesse.
soon.
See you in a bit.
Oh. Man, those painful moments, you know.
Yeah.
Remember
That would be
sharpness,
huge.
scoop up those honor guard, turn to face, and
Yeah.
it's looking really, really good on that left flank.
One thing, guys, always remember to take your time.
Take your time.
Take your time.
Just-
There's
Take your
There's
time.
no rush. Yeah. Especially in tournaments. Tournaments is the worst one, isn't it? And you'll go, you know, you'll go through an entire turn and you'll get into your opponent's turn and you go, oh, you've completely forgotten something very important. Like, oh, I exposed a flank when I remembered that I needed to move the flank, but then I moved him back and then it was all over the place and I couldn't remember. So yeah.
Which is why we do the matchup cast, because then we get to be the omnipotent, judgy people and be like, oh, who forgets that? As we forget them all the time, but
Yeah.
nobody's watching our games.
Nobody
Yeah.
forgets sharpness.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Nobody.
Yeah, you make a mistake like that in front of literally dozens of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Double digits amount of people, at least.
talking about Tom's list as well, with all the changes they've got for Rhordia, I actually quite like the new Dogs of War, the ones where you can choose 3 different options, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 90.1 is scary, especially you give them like Brewer Strength or something. It's defense 5, 3s, ensnare, phalanx. Yeah, I mean, it clocks in with strength at like 320 points, but that's a beat stick. That's a, you know, if you guard the flanks carefully, that'll kill anything.
I mean, what do you guys reckon to like being able to take items now? So you can now take items on things like the Stampede, who get a lot of upgrades in the first place. Also, items on your formations. So being able to take a formation unit and then adding an item on top can really make a massive difference.
Yeah.
I think it's great, and I think it synergizes really well within the book of like, if you're going to give us, you know, an extra 10 to 15 items, Might as well put them on all the formations that people are going to take. I think that was a really thoughtful thing. And we'll figure out which are the broken and which aren't the broken. Did we see any of the Wingbang Cloak at all? Because looking at that, and maybe I'm just biased because I play a lot of flyers in my Masters list, but I feel like there's some good units that would really benefit from having that 10-point item.
Yes, but remember, it's
One?
an individual only, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's
And
individual only.
I think so.
don't know.
I've got my book here, so let's
see.
check.
Let's see what we can learn from reading.
So in the individuals page, the formatting's a little weird because it starts with like the left look like the common and the right looks like the individual heroic artifacts.
Yeah,
But then on the second page, it doesn't necessarily follow that format.
Yeah, I think it's
they're all
I think
heroic
the second page-
items on the right hand side. They're all heroic items on the right, but whether they're individual or not depends on whether they are. So the Wingbane Cloak. No, it doesn't have to be an individual. So you could give it to any hero, as long as they don't have the fly special rule.
Right.
Cool.
So yeah. So didn't
A
think
couple
about
of them
that.
would be good.
Oh, we're missing stuff. What's going on? We're going shooting stuff.
So he's been capping shots in the Namagaraka, it looks like.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to snipe the... well, that helps.
Yeah, that does.
Yeah,
Free
it does
spot.
help.
Whoa.
Putting
Yeah.
a free spot there. Granted,
Jeez.
it's...
He is 13-15, so that's still an 8 to kill him.
Yes.
And I can imagine Nom's going to be turning around and healing him.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, these chariots are still in the game, possibly.
Right.
Oh, has he gone double ones? What's this?
What do you double ones? Oh, on the...
He double one looked like Namagaraka.
Okay.
Hey,
Double
you're
one
gonna-
Nomogrok. Oh, no, he's
Right.
gone. The Nomogrok's got 3, so... And then Sergeant 3. Ooh, couple of low rolls, so they're not even wavered.
Wow.
Still in the
That's
game.
huge
But
for Jesse.
But he does lose the one sergeant that had
Right, that
nothing
was
on.
carrying the token.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's worth pointing out. Oh, bloody hell, look at that.
2.
What happened?
He put 2
Oh,
damage
no.
on
2
the
damage.
Siege Breakers.
Wow.
14 hit or 12 hit there.
That
They
is
are
an
defense
insane
6,
amount of
aren't they?
one.
And he got an 11 there, and because they're
Yeah,
not
that-
inspired,
Yeah,
bang.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's killer.
Jeez.
I mean,
That is
it
Yeah.
just goes to show, don't forget your items, lads.
Yeah,
Just don't
'cause,
forget your items.
Because that could have been Jesse last round.
Right. That. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So saying earlier about the Wingbang Cloak, if you have any of those cheap characters that want to ground flyers, like a Baron or something, hit the flyer, and then when they hit you in return, you have Ensnare, all for 10 points. And those flyers only have 10 attacks. You stand a good chance of living.
You still have to
think
have a
it'd be
decent
fun.
amount of nerve. You're right. I mean,
Right.
something like a
Yeah.
Baron's good, but like something like a Crusher or something like that would maybe not be the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
The
because they're only
one
10,
that-
12. Yeah.
It's good against
one that
beastly
I-
nature.
The one that I
Good
really
against
like
Beast
is the one that I really like is the no glass shield.
Oh,
Specific.
yeah.
For 10 points, making your individual defense 6. I'm keen to put slap that on a seductress for the abyss, so she's ensnare, stealthy, and individual with defense 6.
Here we go. 52.
25 damage. Only 25 damage.
Only
Bang.
25. Yep. All right. Can the Siege Breakers grind with this giant horde?
Probably. Because they've only got Thunder 1, and that's the thing. And Tom's obviously given up on trying to come back in there with the Honor Guard, because the Honor Guard are now going
Honor Guard are
focusing
that.
here.
Right.
So it's going to be down to Jesse to either hold him off the token and try and get these Honor Guard down as well, while dealing with all this firepower.
Yeah, dealing with that.
Yeah. And I think, as he said earlier, right, the fact that Jesse wasn't able to redeploy any of his units from the right to help out to the left, that's... I mean, he may win this right side in time, but there's only one token there.
Right.
was
Because
gonna
conceivably,
say-
those chariots are probably going to take off the Duke Hetrenberg. Then
Yeah, because they're still going to have their Thunderous as well, so they're going to be
Yeah.
on 3s and 2s. Right. Okay.
Yep.
gone on to the top of 4, it looks like.
So
Yep.
the siege breakers will back up and grab that token, hopefully. And then if the other siege breakers can get that token, I mean, that's a shot.
They're still.
There's a lot of game left to be played, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I do like what he's done with the knights. Is it so that when he does hit them, he slides all the way over there?
Yeah, and he's away from the token.
Yeah.
So hoping 2 turns he can get that and then get back onto the token.
Well, he's going to have to. Here we go. Here comes Tom. Hey, Tom. How you
Hey,
doing, buddy?
Tom.
There it is.
So it's been a bit of it. It was a bit touch and go that last.
Been all over stuff, hasn't it?
Yeah. It was a bit unlucky. When did Jesse realise that he had sharpness on that chariot unit hitting the?
After I started my turn. after we got going. Oh yeah, I tried over there.
Did you ask him? Our bet, I thought at least 3 or 4 people probably messaged him in that moment, like,
Right.
don't you know? Don't forget. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
How's the plan going? It's not
I-
too bad on the left.
It's not too bad now. I kind of fucked up because I left the razors in range of. I didn't realise razors were in range of the mammoth as well. And then I went in and I was like, oh, that's not too bad actually. And then I went, oh yeah, rampage. Forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's
he got the lucky hits he needed to get them up to it. And with the 2 on the old brutal, just meant he didn't need to get too lucky. But yeah, it was so you weren't expecting those guys to go down then, I'm assuming.
Well, against a normal old style mammoth, I wouldn't have expected it to go down. But obviously, I forgot about the rampage. I wouldn't have let that happen so easily otherwise. But,
Sorry, Tom. I didn't do the same honour to you as I did to Jesse and just point out your opponent's rules. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Otherwise, it's going pretty well. My polygons have been good. The problem was that all that shooting doesn't really matter. I can get to them later anyway. I needed the Bane Chant and the the Hex really. It's not as big a deal because I wasn't too sure if the Honor Guard were going to one-shot the Chariots. I had a terrible roll for both of my Honor Guard, and losing the Bane Chant kind of sucked, but it's ended up working out okay. I just don't want to lose the sharpness on the guard on a spiky roll from the Ogres now. The Ascendant was not too bad for me, I guess. I can afford to lose. Like, it's only got 2 scoring units, and I've got 2 more flying pegs that can be a pain in the ass late game. He's got actually not really got anything left that can do anything about me doing that. So all of his stuff run up, but I could just jump over the top and lightning bolt it and pick it up in turn 5 and 6 is probably the going idea. Anything of his that kills my stuff, I've got 3 volley guns in at that point. I don't really care because I've got the scenario if my pegs are in position. So yeah, it's not too bad. I guess it could be worse.
That's a typical British viewpoint, isn't it? Look, it could be worse, right? And not looking too bad, all right?
Yeah.
It's not raining. It's drizzling.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
One of the biggest mistakes, my volley shots have been amazing. His shooting's been fairly crap, and then I've dropped the 2 things that I kind of really needed. That Hex just to take non-Megaric out of the picture. I mean, luckily, non-Megaric's not in range of the Bane Chant, not in arc to Bane Chant the Siege Breakers against Megaric cards, and vicious and all that sort of bullshit. It might not be so bad, but even then, I was like, Hex is important because if he won't do it if he's risking going on to 8 damage, and then I can turn around and obviously pick him with Lightning Bolt. That's both his back line guys who are carrying. Oh, right, in these. On cue, I probably shouldn't have said that. He's probably listening.
Stream snipe. There you go.
Oh, that's what I get for saying that. Anyway, yeah, very happy. I'll jump back in. So,
Good luck, Tom.
Yeah. Good luck, buddy. So, yeah.
So if you're Jesse, right, I mean, it's tempting. It's tempting to just turn and walk 5 towards the bottom of the board, but because of all that hype, those hype 4 wizards, you just drop a token, you'll never be able to give it. So if I were him, I'd go as close to those siege breakers as I can, so you can try to hold with them.
What I don't like is these guys here. He withdrew them, sidestepped, but then didn't spin because he's nimble. He'd been able to spin and then block off this flank that he's giving here to the honor guard.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, if he spins, he's
Gotta-
able to block
gotta-
that.
The siege breakers just need to do their
What's
do
he
their
just done?
job
Oh,
and-
is he got them as hindered here? Is that you think that's hindered?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
hindered. Yeah. Yeah.
So when he backed up, he didn't have line of sight to that wizard in the near the.
Here we go. Interesting. I think on the right hand here, it's going to be very close because these guys may be pivotal in the end in just stopping
Yeah.
Jesse from getting this token. But
Mhm.
I would almost be tempted to just spin these siege breakers a full 180. Sorry, not full 180, but down and just face the token here and run onto it. Right, we're
Yeah.
missing stuff again. Oh, remember, Jesse's quick.
Yeah,
So he's gone for the heel.
The
Bang.
siege breakers and their, 3s and 3s with vicious, which is very helpful.
Very
Yeah.
helpful. Yep, and they're going to be the ones to carry the token after this.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's all that. Well, he's gonna try to take out the Pegasus.
Shoot the peg. Oh no, he's going to go. He's going to try and shoot the one that's already damaged. Good move.
mm,
Still on 6s to hit though because he's in cover.
Yeah.
But it's
Yep.
worth a go. Luckily, he's
Ooh.
elite.
luckily,
Elite.
he's elite. There it is.
He got the one.
Hey,
1 point of damage.
got one.
It's only 12-14
Still
now.
rally to hell, but
Yeah.
Rally to hell.
Rally.
13
Hey.
is a waiver. 13 is a
Nice.
waiver. He'll take that. Oh, and is he rolling again?
Why is he rolling again?
He's
Oh, is he
just
only
now.
a?
Oh, what is he? 9
Oh, he's only a 10.
12.
he's 10-12, so he'd be 12-14. Yeah, but they,
12-14. Yeah, only a
yeah.
9
He just wasted a really nice nerve roll.
Yeah. So you got to save those,
He thought he had
Yeah.
him. He thought he had him.
Yeah, he thought he had him. Yeah.
Okay, combat. This is the siege breakers on the left here. One vicious. Ah, that is what is that? 9
Yeah,
damage.
Yeah.
12. They are rallied. So
17.
19,
Waiver?
1, 6, 18 wavered.
Wavered.
Gotcha,
Okay.
wavered.
But they've got the
They're gonna
indomitable
pop
will
their-
still.
get their indomitable will because that's still a very good thing.
Yep.
What's he doing here?
That was the siege breakers doing 7 into the
Oh
Pegasus.
no! Oh, phew, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
he
of the
just got it
Rhordia.
with brutal.
That's
Yeah, Just
he
got it
gives
with
up a
brutal.
flank there.
'Cause if he didn't have brutal, they'd beat SLL. But
See, the clever thing to do here is to possibly back up the siege breakers because if he backs
Yeah.
them up, then
Yeah, 'cause he could back them up.
his flank.
right.
Yeah, there you go. He's looking at
Yep.
it. 1
Even
inch
if
should
you
be
get
enough
more-
because these guys backed off 1 inch, so that should be
right.
hmm
bang on. Because all right, we fiddle a bit
Yeah,
when
it
we're
would
playing
be-
UB and stuff. Then 100% it should be, and Tom should be pointing this out to him because we know Tom will do that.
Yeah.
The thing is, by turning him, what happens? Although no, because he's in the same wood. What's the rule? If you get to ignore the wood if you're as cover, unless of course the unit is in the same wood, and then that unit then gets the cover from the wood.
Thank you,
Guys, come on, right?
Right?
We're pros
John,
here.
John, we
right?
play herd. We don't know this stuff. It's shooting rules.
Well,
we
you're
just
talking
get
about
shot
you're
at.
in
It's not
cover.
like you're that we have the reigning U.S. master of the.
I didn't vote for me. That was Tommy. I didn't. So
Feel
what
like
did they end
this.
up doing?
And like,
So Tom sounds like a robot. See, thank you, Michael Smith. We were pointing that out beyond the before the cast that he sounds like a robot. So now it all makes sense.
don't think the scouts would fit against the back wizard. I'm not sure what that's talking about. Okay.
So he did back him up, which is the right play.
Yeah.
You have to be in the same cover to get cover, says Alex.
You have to be in the same cover. What? Or you have to be in different cover.
No, meaning that if you have the
If you're still in the same wood to get the cover from the unit you're shooting from, then the unit can't
Right.
ignore it.
right.
Right, there's the Duke going. Bye bye, Duke.
Yeah.
A little bit like June. It's a topical thing, isn't it? Dukes just
Yes, it
die. All right. Are you a Duke? Yes, you're dead.
Great movie. Really enjoyed it.
yeah, I don't want the stream to turn into it because I could talk about Dune for ages. I love that film. That was great.
Yeah. I'm making my way on Audible through all the Wheel of Time books, so that's a commitment. Oof, I'm on book 5. It's been a couple months. It'll be a couple months more.
That wasn't any
That's
damage
eight.
onto these guys here. No.
Just 9 damage. Now they're defense 5 on the Halfling Knights.
I think so, yeah, because they are the tough versions for Rhordia.
Yeah, they're defense 5. So that their hits on 3s, defense 5, Impel, Spell Ward, and Thunder's Charge 1.
That's great.
It's just the nimble rule that makes them so good. Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
And giving
being able to
the Jesse gave the mounted scouts up here a flank so that you charge them, you have the chance to waver them or whatever, but by doing that, you can't block it. If the chariots survive or aren't wavered, they can just go ahead and help the siege breakers out and hopefully pop those knights next turn.
Might be able to.
Yeah,
My
if he'd be able to
about
fit,
that.
it would be one of those like you'd have to move to where they would be. Like the siege breakers would slide over to their eventual place, but you wouldn't slide them again. So I don't know if they'd fit.
Because that's
would be tricky.
That's 270 there, right? For 150 plus 120 for the siege breakers, so it's 270, and it's 250 250 for a night horde. So there'd be 10 millimeters hanging off on each side. So I don't know. I'm not good at math, so who knows?
Yeah, I think it's based on the angle right now, and especially if when Tom countercharges, he's going to slide more to the right.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
So this is it. This is Tom playing the game and going, right, let's take out the characters with the tokens. They're the most important thing. As
and
he
then
said.
I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, the siege breakers are inconsequential at this point.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to ask his decision to hold the tokens with the characters instead of grabbing them with the siege breakers on turn 2. Or even last turn.
I guess he's thinking that he wants to use the siege breakers to take stuff out. And immediately, if he gets the siege breakers into the front of these guys here, then they're nullified in terms of their ability to shoot anything. Because they'll be on 6s to hit these siege breakers once they're in the wood. So he's got to hope that these guys don't die this turn.
Yeah, I appreciate that they're protected, but those siege breakers in the left middle, they're not contributing much,
No.
They can't charge the honor guard. And if they do go into the volley guns, he could spend the rest of the game going into them, but that doesn't help with the tokens. Yeah.
It doesn't help with the tokens, but it holds everything up. So you could, because then Tom doesn't have the things to deal with the people holding the tokens. But admittedly, with the amount of damage that they're holding at the moment, I'd almost been tempted here. This guy here would have been got to heal the sergeant last turn, just so he's on a safer plane. And I think he rolled like 4 out of 5, and I'd have held that. I mean, Alex points out a little bit for over on the right hand side here. So with these siege breakers, is that they would slide across. The only concern is that this gap here, so that's big enough for chariots to fit across because they would come down. If we look here, they would fit in. So I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I can't see how these guys are doing. Although they can turn clockwise as well as anti-clockwise to complete the charge. So these guys would slide down. They could roll forward and then turn into the unit, if that makes sense. Rather than away from it. And that's he might give it a go. He might give it a go.
Right. And that's if Jesse decides he wants those chariots to contribute on the right, or if he decides to redeploy him to the left and say, okay, I need to go for these 2 tokens because the rest is lost.
Well, what are we on? We are on
top of 4, or back to this
bottom of 4.
Bottom of 4. So there's 2 more turns after this, at least.
So the siege breakers there would hopefully, if everything goes right for him, would kill that night horde, and then run onto that for 6.
The other thing is that you notice these siege breakers don't have an arc onto these honor guard.
Right. Yeah. Those left middle ones, they're not contributing much.
So you almost think that Nomogrok's going to take a couple of points of damage there.
Well, he doesn't have line of sight except for anything with the with anything except for the battle shrine.
Mhm. But he is on 5 damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and a 9. Oh no.
An 11 and a 7, so he is wavered.
Oh, was that on the?
Yep. And then a 4 and an 8. A 4 is again wavered on the sergeant.
Okay.
So Tom's just rolling at the double.
Yep.
Here we go with the honor guard. Oh, was that 2 damage?
Wow.
But they are on 5s to damage because they're defense 6. That's the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, more like dishonor guard. Am I right, John?
Hello.
Right. Oh wow.
They're good. The other honor guard are gonna mop up
Yep.
those guys.
Double ones and again.
Yeah,
Right.
it's gone.
And he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't need to do anything. He's.
See, this is where just actually having that unit. If that unit had turned, so its frontage was like this, then
Actually,
these guys would have had.
Could you zoom in on the honor guard? It looks like they might be on the rocks, on the bottom left. Yeah, I think he needs to bump off those rocks. It's hard to see with the. Oh, maybe they're not. Yeah, it's the grass bases. Okay, yeah, that looks good. I was gonna say a millimeter or 2 bumping up would give him that charge.
Oh, you're joking! Look at that.
Oh, did he? Oh
He
no!
popped the siege breakers.
How did he pop the
Yep.
siege breakers?
They
Oh,
have
he did
burst strength,
11.
don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they burst
11
strength.
wounds
Yeah, he did 11 wounds, and then
and rolled a 9.
Why did he do 11 wounds?
because they
Oh, they
burst
brew
strength.
strength. Brewer strength. Yeah. 11 wounds. Jesus.
Well, the good news is now the chariots can go in.
The chariots can certainly charge in.
I
Yep.
wasn't expecting that. That
I did
was.
not.
Oh. It's galling. Absolutely
Yeah.
galling. Chariots haven't got their thunderous, so they're only going in on 3s and 4s. Oh.
Right.
Oof. That's rough.
Just
I'll
show
say
that-
Tom has gotten the nerve rolls when he's needed it.
Yeah.
You know. And it's a weird thing to say right after we just talked about in the beginning about how ogres have so much inspiring that we're seeing uninspired on this flank.
Well, because he put both of these sergeants going on the left, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
You
bailed
could
out
have
the
possibly
left
put
sergeant
them on
there.
the right hand side here.
Mm.
If he'd have put them on the right hand side, he could have secured this area a little bit more. But it was the mammoth dying over here to the charge in the flank as well. They in the front, he'd probably still died because they'd have been on 3s and 3s. But these guys are big, so both of these guys being wavered is not ideal, but they're still alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Not for long, but they are still alive.
These
And
guys
what did
here.
he do?
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I don't know. And what I was considering is what happens with these honor guard. How do you stop those honor guard getting in other than by just sacrificing a siege breaker unit? Then you've got to think about this token here, haven't you? How are you going to keep that token? Or even keep both of them, because this one's going to go down quite with a stiff breeze,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Well, he's got to kill those honor guard, and he's got to flip down. I almost what I would do. I think I would drop the token and back up so that the peg wizard has to charge you to grab it, or just stand there and then the siege breakers turn around and then they can bulldoze through it to pick it up. And then you're hoping that. So what it comes down to is if these chariots can kill that horde of knights and then turn around and then on turn 6, and if there's a 7, back up onto the token. I don't like that at all. Man.
Moving the token that way.
Yeah.
Depends what he does with these guys. If he goes, is he going to go right into the face?
Oh, he's going to go
No.
into the...
He's going for the.
Yeah, he's only then realizing that then he'll lose both tokens because just
Right. That's,
you know
have two.
something. Yeah.
Although the nice if he does do that and he kills the battle shrine, he can then flip so that anything that takes the tokens, he can charge.
True.
So I could see that, I suppose. But
Maybe
Tom still
that's-
has 2 flying characters that can either chaff
And he's
up or
not-
grab.
he's going to struggle to kill a battle shrine hindered as well, isn't he?
Right,
Because
that's what say
the
it's
battle
dash
shrine's like
14, defense
defense
5. I mean,
5.
it's a big ask for hinder
A volley
siege
gun.
breakers.
I could understand a volley gun because you.
Is it inspired? Where's the inspiring one?
The inspiring one is actually down here, isn't he, at the moment?
Okay. So there's that.
So he's not inspired, but you're talking 4s and 3s, aren't you? So you're talking maybe 6 damage, plus the brutal 7. So you need to get a lucky 7 to kill him outright.
Mm.
Alex is saying that the battle shrine's set back and can't be charged.
Oh, okay. He moved it back. Okay.
Yes,
So that they can't fit.
Yeah, and he
The
can't.
only thing he could charge would be a volley gun then.
Yeah, he can charge a volley gun.
Boy, that's. I mean, I guess do you just move up 6 and park yourself in front of those honor guard and.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Put it in such a way that the flying character can't fly and land on the token, and then hope you survive and sidestep. Mm.
Well, this is what he's going with because it's combat.
Just going with combat. Protecting the characters. Hoping for low rolls. All right. Here's the big one.
Was he going deep? Going deep first.
3s and 4s.
3s and 4s. All right, so
That's a good start.
9.
4
wounds.
Oh, and a 5.
It's not.
That's
That's
19, isn't it? And they're 21, 23, I think.
Yeah, 21, 23.
Uh,
No, 2022, but still, they're.
Yeah, but that's the most galling thing as well, isn't it? Because a 5 plus brutal is 19. He was 1 off.
Right.
Oh, he's taken off the
Those
honor guard
guys
on the
can't
left.
get him down to the
That's
pool.
good.
Oh, there's that.
Yeah, that was massive having those siege breakers one-shotted by this horde.
Yeah.
So he's trying. The siege breaker is on the left at the moment. I suppose if he puts the honor guard into these, then he's going to restrict his shooting. So he's probably
I mean,
going to put them into here.
puts the honor guard into the one that unit, the one with the fury, and then I think probably 2 out of the 3 honor guard are getting a flank, so they're going 5s and 3s in the siege breakers because the siege breakers have big shield.
Mm. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I don't know what I would do in this circumstance.
He does also, as he starts to expose the flank to the shooting, then they're defense 5. So he's got a decision to make. Does he want to make it 3s for these volley guns? Oh,
Man,
it's a tough call all round. Tough call. That's what it comes down to when you've got lots of these units here able to do so much damage. I know right at the start we were talking about having the, and they've moved on to that turn. They were having the warlocks here, weren't they?
Yep.
Right.
Able to shoot these guys. We exposed them to give them line of sight. But what that meant is that these guys then didn't have any cover shooting back, so they just threw them away.
So you're.
Would it
There's
be
a very-
better off to have them
feeling
just
that
like
you're gonna
here
take
on the edges of these hills and just going right? Plus, also, as you said, he didn't realize chariots don't buff the warlock spells, so that made a big difference.
yeah, that was rough
Yeah.
because with the putting them in, and you could tell that a lot went into the choice of sides because
Oh, yeah.
that giant woods, Tom was like, yes, like this is awesome. I can park all 3 volley guns, put 1 or 2 tokens there, and if he got to place the first token,
Yeah. Otherwise, he's only
guarantee.
got the bit here, wouldn't he? He would have probably gone into the terrain. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is just a big boon.
Yeah, wow, and just 12, 14 war machines, and they're already like, you wonder if you're giving up too much by attacking them,
Right.
and then especially at 12, 14, you're really giving up a lot if they're in cover.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with. I mean, it always goes back into if you've got some individuals designed for killing war engines. You can get them in by going around them, but then you're just giving targets for the honor guard to charge. If you go into the teeth, I mean, the new token, the new items making on glass shield. So again, you're going defense 6. Let's throw forward like a crusher. You go, it's a good chance that you don't kill them because it's -1 to hit. So they're 6s to hit with the volley guns, and then it's 4s to damage. And you're going, great. Might not even get a point of damage from the first volley. We'll have to see.
It's true.
That's why I think like it's a seductress with the known glass shield, because they're going to be -2 to shooter from individual and stealthy, and then when you get through it all that, it's defense 6.
And you're paying 145 points. That's
140 points for it. Yeah,
140. Oh
Yeah.
god.
yeah. That
Yeah.
makes like Manabusu, I think, irrelevant, because I'd rather save.
Who invited you on this cast? Get off. God.
I bet it myself.
That's terrible. That's such a good combo. Wow. I didn't
Right,
think
just
of that.
Manabusu is 160 points. I mean, it's the same stat line with defense 4, and I mean you're getting brutal D3, but who cares?
Yeah.
Look at this. Tom's already going, I don't need to have the mounted
Yeah,
scouts charge in the
I
flank.
don't need that.
I can just take him out in the front. Look at this.
Yep.
Boom.
Put some scoring units there and shoot.
And some more shooting. Yeah,
more shooting.
Yeah. He's running out of units quickly, Jesse. I mean, they were big. I mean, this you have to say that the counter charge here, he was unlucky because if he'd have rolled a 6, they'd have been wavered, and an 8, they'd have died.
Right.
So again, sometimes the nerve rolls can swing it a little bit in your favor, but I think he's just...
And that Tom had gotten an 11 to kill the siege breakers in the first place.
right.
Yeah, what did he? Yeah, he got so much damage in one go. Yeah. He could easily have just done... I mean, what's the average? 21 hits, so about 7 damage. So he needed a 10 to kill him, but 10 damage, 10 on the roll, gone, bang.
Yeah. And you can ask any ogre player, like that's the weakness, right? Is that
It's
despite all the
15-17.
defense, it's 15-17, so people can spike against you pretty reliably, and when that happens, it can be devastating.
There you go. The 2 damage he needed from 1 volley gun, bang. 2 in the flank. Yeah, 5 hits, just a little bit above average, just to make it easier. Oh, look, a load of 3s because they're defense 5 in the flank. That's actually works.
I do it again.
Balances out a bit more, but then another 3 damage. Yeah,
That's rough.
ka-chow. Yeah, just some lightning bolt just to tip you over. Oh no, he's put him on normal grok to make him 6. Some more lightning bolt. I tell you what, I mean, the one thing that has kind of nerfed a little bit on Tom's Wizards is the boomstick now being only 2 additional lightning bolt, because it really, with the cheapness of those wizards, he was always running the boomstick with them to make it a 6 lightning bolt wizard as well. So that's kind of helped a little bit, but not much. There you go.
Oh, some nice
9 and an 8.
There
You go,
goes
so
Grok.
a 9 and an 8. You're always going to do enough to kill him, and then you go a 7 and a 9 just to rub salt.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go on the. Oh wow! Look at the
That's
9-9-8-7-9-9.
Yeah, nothing below
That's
a 7.
a good turn of nerve rolls. Big nerve. Wow.
He acknowledges it. It's going to happen on occasion, isn't it? It's just typical. It's just rubbed it into Jesse's wounds. He needed a decent result from one of those.
Because we'll remember these. But the last 2 turns, Tom hasn't killed those sergeants. He's rolled a lot of 3s and 4s.
Yeah, it's true. Delaying the inevitable is essentially what happened there. Oh, so...
Did you get him?
No, I think they're wavered, but they've got Fury.
Oh, Relentless will get extra attacks.
Doesn't Relentless only work if you've got more? They've got more damage on you than them. Or how does Relentless work?
No, it's if you just have points of damage on them.
Ah, right, okay.
Double 1s.
There you go.
All right. So we'll get some retribution.
But this is turn 6, isn't it? Going
Top
into...
of 6, yeah.
No, we talk about that again. You're saying, oh well, it's you had some bad rolls before. And they just add up, don't they? They catch you up when you least expect it.
Well, that's the trick, right? Get your bad rolls when it doesn't matter.
Literally only got 2 units straight
Yep.
into combat. There we go.
Get some points.
5 damage. Puts him on 14. That's going to get him. That's going to get
Nice.
him. So he's got those. Back up. He needs a 3. He just needs a 3.
Needs a 3.
Oh. Well, he needed a 5 or a 6, but no.
No. Yeah.
Look, he did just as much damage while devastated. Oh, no, half the damage he did too, didn't he? So what is that? That is 11, 15, plus 5. They're wavered as well, so they're wavered.
Yeah, brutal. Wavered. Yeah. That Night Horde is a good unit. That is really. Huh.
The defense 5 is what catches you out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It
I
does,
think
right.
they're-
You see halfling, right, Steven? You think?
Yeah,
Mm.
and I mean it's 100 and 320 with relentless, and then it's 360 points. But yeah, you're getting a lot for that.
Yeah, and the way that Tom uses them as well is with the brewer strength. The fact that they
Right.
don't
Well, that's
only have
360
Thunderous
points with
1.
their strength.
And rally too, because he's got
and
the
then
dupe.
their rally too. Yeah, so they're 22, 24 with that Hetchenberg dude.
There you go. Oh, look at this! It's going for all the tokens.
Yep.
He's just gonna basically a little sneaky lightning bolt into the bum, and was he going to be able to do that? Because he's going to be hindered by doing it that way.
Oh yeah, I don't think he'll. 6
Yeah,
and-
there he goes. 9. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Wow. Okay. Right down to it. Yeah, because I guess this matters because his final score will go into the seeding.
On top of that,
Yeah.
yes, it does. He needs the interesting thing on the tournament scores on this and blackjack. You need 2 tokens to start scoring on the points, and it actually jumps quite quickly. So they get +2 for having 2 more tokens than your opponent,
Right.
and then +4 on 3 more. So if he can get the 3rd token, which only happens in a turn 6, really, then it does actually give him a huge bonus.
Mm-hmm.
He's just mopping up now. I mean, these volley guns are just going to blow these guys out of the water, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
is
he's got
just...
some. And that's
He's going for-
it's no
at
secret.
this point,
But
you're going for max points because Jesse's.
What's he doing with that wizard? That wizard already moved. Has he moved him again? Is he being
Perhaps.
cheeky?
all the volley guns, 12 and then 4s, 5 wounds.
That's enough.
That's already enough before you start firing. Oh no, he's fired on 36. He fired on 36, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. For cheating, the wizard at the bottom missed. I think these chariots are disappearing under the damage. Oh, did he actually cause a point of damage? He did.
Yeah,
he did just
he got
one.
You got one, yeah, from the
Nerve, double ones.
Oh,
7.
no.
Nope. Turn 7.
6.
So you can grab an extra point.
Roll, sorry. Doodly-doo. Well, it's important to Tom. I think you may not realise.
Lost
Yes,
a
there you
bit.
go. Just adding to the drum. Oh, and he rolls.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, that was brutal in the end.
That was brutal.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah. Great game to watch, though. Really good
Yeah.
showcase of the new units, and
Top wins. There you go.
that wins.
Yeah, so we'll wait for those guys to come back in. Well, I think it was tough, I think, for Jesse, and he he got a bit unlucky here with forgetting his sharpness. It could have killed a unit early.
I don't know, taking the gamble of being able to shoot off one of the polygons turn 1 with the warlock battery, knowing that if you don't, that they're gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna shoot you back.
Hey, Jesse. That
Hey,
was
guys.
rough.
Hey, welcome back.
How's
That
it going?
was rough.
That happens.
It does.
We weren't expecting like the one of the things we didn't expect is that night horde just to roll off the hill and smash your
Decimate?
guys in one go.
Yeah. We
taking a
were
look
talking
up.
about something else, and we looked back and the
Like,
siege breakers
yeah, we
were
were talking
gone.
about the left hand side, and then look over, and the siege breakers are gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bang.
It's
that'll
Steve's
do it.
fault.
yeah.
So yes, how do you think that went, Jesse? How do you think your plan matched up to what actually happened?
It went well. I don't think that. I mean, the big thing was stacking 2 objectives on the left. I took a gamble as I was hoping to get top on the first, and then that didn't happen. The volley guns getting cover all game was problematic. So
yeah, we were wondering about
yeah, it was a
that.
bit of a ballsy
Okay.
move there, to be honest. But the plan went fairly well. Shooting was average across the board. There's a couple turns where it popped off a bit, but for the most part, it averaged out. So like shooting didn't win it. It was just not killing the honor guard on the right hurt, and middle was okay. The mammoth not killing the scouts in the front hurt, but the rally really paid off there. Yeah, I mean, it was a tough match. I knew from the beginning it was. I mean, it's Tom, so it was going to be a tough one.
Who's Tom?
But yeah, no, it was a great game. I had a lot of fun. Got to kill a lot of things. It's my favorite part of Kings. So yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on Ogres now after having used them for this tournament and the new changes?
I really enjoy them. I mean, running around with 5 inspiring and 1 very inspiring is a ton of fun. 5 and 1 very inspiring is a ton of fun. It opens up a lot of venues now. The sergeants are still one of my new favorite changes in the list. Shooting into cover isn't ideal, but most of the time they're able to provide a lot of utility, and in the event they do get into combat, they're a real force multiplier. So I think the changes to Ogres are really good for Clash of Kings. The Mammoth's great, a couple other things. Formation can work. I just find the Warlord's a little expensive for how I play, but yeah, a ton of fun.
Cool. Yeah. At least you did have fun, despite the fact that you got nothing left on the table. But it was touch and go. I felt. I think you gave it a good shot, but it would just wasn't enough in the end. I mean, Tom. I mean, obviously you've been talking about your plan, and it kind of all came to fruition, didn't it? In the end, everything just managed to roll over right at the last. But you were good in targeting all the characters, taking those guys out early because you're right. You're going to pick up the tokens. How do you think it
I
went?
was just expecting the wall of crap moves forward, and after that, the individual characters jump on the tokens, they turn around, they hide behind the hill. There's nothing I can do about them for the rest of the game. Especially when they start stacking lightning bolt, I can't lightning bolt his lightning bolt off because my guys are easier to kill. So I had to take the opportunity when I could. And yeah, I had some awesome volley gun rolls. My shooting was pretty good. My nerve rolls for my shooting was kind of crap, so I think it kind of averaged out.
Until that one last turn. The 8s and 9s turn. Yeah. You saved
up. That's like karma for the honor guard with sharpness doing 4 damage in 2 combats.
It was wacky to
they
watch.
Were pretty bad. Yeah. The honor guard really normally are your top performers, aren't they? They would just constantly churn out damage, etc. But they really just, I suppose, defense 6 didn't help in one combat, but against the chariots, I was thinking, wow, those guys are lucky to survive that turn.
Yeah.
And then should have killed you in the return, but we're not going to go into it.
No.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Those things happen. Those things happen.
Jesse, what was the total amount of messages you got from people being like, Jesse, no, Jesse?
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll hear about it after, I'm sure.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of shit talking.
Your phone's probably blowing up behind you. Just 99 text messages. So, Tom, what were your thoughts then on Rhordia with the new changes after a couple games with them?
There's some really cool stuff. I really like the idea of the new Dogs to War stuff. It's all really thematic, but I think you're paying a bit too much across the board for them. More often than not, I think in every game I've played, I'd rather have had a pie card and saved all the points. I think they're a bit of a trap because every time last time I played them against Paige with the Paige Neo with the Green Lady Super Cav, whatever they're called. My super elite unit Spearman got beaten in combat by 1 unit of this Cav unit, and it's Spearman. But Phalanx doesn't do as much as you think it does, especially now that everything gets crushed 1 everywhere and they're only defense 4. So I think actually they're probably a bit of a trap. I'm quite happy with the Halfling Knights. I haven't used the Nimble yet, but often it's that turn 1 move up and do the Nimble thing where you've gained essentially 8 inches, which is so powerful. You're not often getting a cheeky Nimble charge, but people have to be careful about you getting it. And Relentless is good as well because you're only on, you've only got Thunder 1, but if you do a damage and you've got 3 extra attacks, that's massive. So I quite like them, and obviously they're cheap, and they pair it well with Duke Etrenberg.
The defense 5 we were talking about would catch people out. You know, you think of halflings and defense 4, and it's a really, really good thing that they have 5.
I think it's a differentiating them between those and the other, because the Halfling Knights you get like movement 9 with Nimble and defense 4. Although you can get the heavy ones, can't you? I think for the Halflings, I can't remember what they're called.
Juggers.
They're all speed 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, would you take those over the Night Hordes now? Would you take them over the human Night Hordes rather than?
I don't know. He just like they were wavered there, whereas before I can be like, oh well, I'll just roll my headstrong. Oh well, I'll just use my Indomitable Will. It's a lot.
Yes.
It's the Night Horde is more expensive, but it is safer. And that Thunder 2 is great because if you're going into a wood and you've got strength already, you're still keeping a Thunderous, so you're still terrifying. Whereas Halfling Knight's probably not so much. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd keep them. I think if I was doing this again, I might just go back to a normal Night Horde, be a bit more careful with how I use them, and then take a Pike Phalanx to pay for it and have points left over. But I quite like the new spells. I haven't used Scorched Earth once in any game that I've played, so it says a lot. But I am using Hex a lot.
But you're using
so
a lot
and
of
you can see-
firepower
you can
as
see-
well, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're trying to
important
basically
because he kept going after my Hexcaster because obviously shutting down. If I'd have got the Hexer I failed on Nom, if I'd have got that, he wouldn't have used the heal. Because if he'd used the heal, it'd probably been game over because he's going to get 2, takes 4 damage. I pop a lightning bolt on him and he's done.
It combos really well with the amount of lightning bolt.
Yeah. So you can't hide with that amount of lightning bolt. So that's good. I like the Hex. Obviously, Trickster's one as rather than just buying Hex because you're a cheap ass wizard, there's someone else bought Trickster's one you can go around breaking their wand, which is great fun.
Yeah, that's it. We're going to see a lot of that, isn't it? People go, right, no, I'm going to Trickster's your wand.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one thing I was going to ask as well, is that you're using an item to get it, but I suppose you don't really want to spend too many points on the wizards anyway, do you? Because, you don't want to go take Hex and then maybe an item. You don't really want the item, so what's the point?
I tend to get them killed quite often because they'll jump in front of us with something to save the honor guard. This time I didn't because obviously they were more important than the honor guard were. So I let the honor guard die effectively, which is fine because
utility.
That's what they did. I was happy for him to get close rather than running away because it made it much easier to jump over and lightning bolt. So it worked out.
Sam was asking you, one of Dogs of War are better in regiments. Can you get them in regiments, or are they?
Yeah,
they're only available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So that's a thought process, isn't it?
Looking at Easy Army, you can take pretty much if you have the points, you can take one of each. They're not.
I don't.
You're not. It's,
Maybe not enough tax and threat in a regiment, but it's an option, isn't it? At the end of the day. What was the other one? The Death 5 ensnare one is the best.
Yeah.
See, the problem is that the Death 5 ensnare ones are so expensive. They're 265, and it's like I'd rather have a pie card and save the points. Like just -1 defense. How many things are killing a pie card anyway?
Yeah. You're basically just paying for the pie and the elite as well, isn't it? Is it elite that they come with?
no,
as standard.
Elite's a different one.
No, they don't. It's only the Berlin Bitch raises it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone else is just box standard. So
there you go. That shows how much I actually read the book. But then
they were elite last edition.
I think that's what it was, and then obviously it all blurs into one. You remember rules for a game that isn't even like you remember Warhammer Fantasy rules and go, is that still a rule now? I can't remember. I'm sure that's like we were talking when it actually got to the fight in the wood and the siege breakers were actually in the wood. You go, does he get cover now from the volley guns? I can't remember. You have to then look in the rule book and go, is it in the same wood? The wood works around.
That's why you have Execution nearby.
Well, or you could just read the rule book, but reading overrated, mate.
That's what we do.
Right. I mean, unless anybody else has got anything else to say, anybody want to know anything before we call this quits?
Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for letting us comment.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys. Pleasure as always.
That's supposed to be my role. I'm the host. Stop that, Keith. Thank you very much for Jesse and Tom for allowing us to watch their game. All right. Thank you very much for Keith and Steve for jumping on and giving their great insight. And yeah, everybody stay safe out there. Have fun.
Yeah. Take
All
care.
right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Well, don't get carried away. I've still got to actually work out how I actually get. Oh, here we go.